was a pomp and pageantry during the burial of renowned jurist took place, with personalities paying their respects to an icon whose distinguished career saw him rise to the apex court. Family, friends and associates converged on Abonema to support his children as they honored their father even in death. Uche Okoro reports.
The body of Justice Adolphus Karibi-Whyte, who died sometime in May 2020 at the age of 88, arrives his hometown in Akokutoro local government area. It was a celebration of life as hundreds of residents and visitors occupied almost every available space on the streets to honor one of the most prominent public officials to emerge from the South-South region. From near and far, the tributes poured in. Justice Adolphus Karibi-Whyte began his law career in 1960. 20 years later, from 1980, he served in the appeal court, and in 1984, he moved to the Supreme Court. The journey to his final resting place saw a series of activities. The first stop was the Karibi-Whyte family compound, where the body of the jurist laid in repose. It was a burial where dignitaries from the judiciary, the world of politics, the academia and traditional institutions converged to pay their last respects to the professor of law at the community town hall.
You have to ask yourself, who is the next Karibi-Whyte in River State, not just Kalabari. So you really have to fill that shoe. You have to see legal icons, not the ones that give judgments that you can't defend, not the ones that give judgments that frighten and reduce the judiciary, but justices like him that you can always go to the history book and read his contribution to the development of jurisprudence.
This is one man who nothing concerning graft or corruption was at any time, mentioned throughout his judicial career. And so, for those of us who are today complaining of what our country is and what our country ought to be, we are looking forward to using him as a benchmark.
It was not just at the Supreme Court, that he was an eminent jurist. There are landmark judgments, to his credit to this day. And I don't know of any judgment of Justice Karibi-Whyte that has been overturned, right from when he was at the High Court to the Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court.
Justice Karibi-Whyte served on different national commissions of inquiry and chaired the Nigerian Constitutional Conference from 1994 to 1995. He held several positions in the education sector, authored at least 13 books and 55 academic publications of international repute. But despite his very busy public life, he remained dedicated to his family.
The young die and the old die. So the time to keep this appointment, we do not know.
He was a remarkably distinguished jurist. He made us all proud. His judgments are indelible. He contributed immensely to our body of laws.
From here, attention shifted to the private residence of Justice Karibi-Whyte in Abonema community, where his remains were committed.
Overall, I think his legacy for us as kids, as his children, would be just his integrity, and just making sure that you're always conscious about who you are and your impact in society.
Justice Adolphus Karibi-Whyte is being honored mainly for his integrity, a virtue which many here say is very rare and should be emulated by all Nigerians, especially those in public service. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Abonema.